Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with Leenya Chang. I'm your host, Leenya Chang. Today I'm celebrating the holidays with Ali Ewoldt on the set of It's a Wonderful Life, the radio play at Irish Rep, which has performances through December 31st. Ali, in between shows. Yes. Now tell me, this is how many times you've been at Irish Rep and what the other shows you were doing?
So 2 different years, last year and then a few years ago, I did a show called A Child's Christmas in Wales that was written by our amazing artistic director, Charlotte Moore, who also directed, on this stage. And
I think A Child's Christmas in Wales by Mr. Dylan Thomas is an illustrative of Christmas.
There's nothing like it. I don't know another Christmas show like this. It's so specific that it's universal. Everyone will recognize themselves in this material.
For that, I was part of Meet Me in St. Louis, the at-home version. In 2020, we all performed on our own green screens in our own safe apartments and rehearsed over Zoom and were directed over Zoom.
And I feel that was a very interesting time to be doing something like that. I mean, it was a lot of people were doing things virtually. But I think you guys were one of the first, and in costumes and the whole 9 yards. I remember talking to you about the mics in the closets, etc.
Oh yes, no, it was pretty amazing. I mean, just the idea that we got paid to make theater in 2020 was absolutely incredible. I mean, what a gift. And the Irish Rep was so generous. They sent us all the equipment, so the green screens, the various lighting equipment, the microphones that we used, and we had to do a lot of, imagine that so-and-so is on your right side and this person's on your left side, and then reach out, and we did sort of virtual hugs and virtual kisses and virtual dancing.
It was so cool. Come to the present, because I got to see this beautiful show on your very first preview.
Yes.
You've opened, you're playing until December 31st. Let's tell the audience a little bit about it, because I don't know that everybody is used to a radio play, so.
Yeah, so it is, an adaptation of the amazing Frank Capra film, It's a Wonderful Life, that many folks know and love and is one of my personal Christmas favorites. And we are basically putting on a live radio presentation for a live studio audience, which is, what you all will be when you come to watch the show. But it's for the radio. And so a lot of what we're doing is we're telling the stories with the voices we're using. There are only 5 of us playing many, many different characters. So we put on different voices to indicate different things. And then we also make sounds so that you can, in your mind's eye, sort of visualize the world that we're in. And a lot of those things I get to be in charge of, like doors opening and closing and bells and footsteps and glasses clinking and things that really kind of set the scene about where we are. I definitely did some internet research, and some of it was just trial and error. Some of the things that I use, like a slapstick, are rather self-explanatory as to, how they make the sounds. And it's really kind of practice to time it with the action that's happening, right? Like one of the actors is slapping someone and I'm making the big sound that goes with it. And some of the things were kind of trial and error, like making the glasses clink in the right way, or the plate and the fork and spoon make sounds, or how to kind of do the footsteps. The footsteps are a very classic Foley move. But most of it was born out of me showing up at rehearsal, looking around in excitement. I had never done a radio play before, but I'd heard a lot about them.
Right.
For the dedicated Foley artist, and realizing that there wasn't one. And then getting really excited
and then
that perhaps it could be me. Exactly. And so thankfully Charlotte Moore, our incredible director, was very willing to let me try. And as I raised my hand every time a sound needed to be made, said, can I do it? Can I do it?
So cool.
And so I have so much fun doing it.
So cool.
I enjoy this season. I'm a child at heart. I'm still 6 years old and at my parents' knee, and I think Christmas is an innocent and wonderful and moving and spiritual time to explore, and I love it.
Now, the last time I talked to you, it was right off of your concert at 54 Below.
Yes.
And you were getting set to travel.
In Marrakesh, I was doing a benefit concert with this amazing group called Broadway for Arts Education that is based in New York City, but actually does a lot of their work internationally. And the principle is that they bring arts education to students all over the world who don't have access to it otherwise. And they happen to have a full-time teacher in Marrakesh, Morocco. And so they brought us out to do a benefit concert. We actually were raising funds for this amazing program they have in India. And so a bunch of us got to go and stay in this beautiful home of a donor and get taken all around and got to raise money and work with some children who were living there in Morocco, and it was an incredible excuse to travel with some of my favorite people and to work towards a good cause.
And so your concert in Orinda, was it the same as 54 Below, or did you have other guests there?
Very similar to 54 Below. I had my same music director, the amazing Laura Bergquist, came along with me. I was so grateful that she was willing to travel. But a lot of my guests from 54 Below, either were unavailable or the journey would have been too long. And so I had asked around from friends who were from the Bay Area. I was like, is anyone, available? Would you like to sing with me? And I asked my good friend Aaron Albano, who of course has been in, 7, 10, 15 Broadway shows. And he was busy. He's from San Jose originally, but his cousin happens to have a son, a 13-year-old son named Kite, Joaquin, who is an amazing performer and who had already done, I think, 18 musicals and a play.
Oh my gosh.
And so Aaron recommended him. So Kite came and sang A Whole New World with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
That must have been way too adorable.
It was pretty awesome. He's taller than I am too, but he was such a wonderful performer, and for him to get to perform to, a hometown-ish crowd, and I got to meet his family, we hung out afterwards.
Oh, they must have been really excited. The family must have been really excited to see him up on stage.
Yeah, they were very supportive, and it was so great to have that connection.
So you're here until December 31st. Do we have any rumblings of anything in the new year that you want to share?
I am performing at Broadway Con with a bunch of amazing AAPI artists.
It's a concert that Aaron Quill has organized, right?
Yes, Aaron Quill's organized it. I think we're on the main stage, and it's, all the amazing sort of Broadway singers getting to sing our own stuff and show, that we are multifaceted performers and can sing from many different shows, and are happy to be here. And then other than that, I'm not quite sure. I'm returning to 54 Below in May.
You must come see Ali through December 31st at Irish Rep in It's a Wonderful Life, a radio play. I highly recommend it. I got to see it on the first preview, and it just warmed my heart. And I really feel in this day and age of all the nonsense that's going on in the world, come and have a little joy.
Yes, absolutely. And it's a play about community, right? About it's sort of the conflict between this like hyper-capitalist kind of villain and all these people that just support each other and want to work together and choosing, the beautiful things in life. It makes me cry literally every time. Even talking about it makes me cry. But it's so heartwarming and life-affirming and really great to get to do.
Yes. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Backstage Pass with Leenya Chang. Until next time.